Hey guys, welcome to Fat Quarter Shop's Wednesday live stream. We have so much stuff to show you today. So I've got lots of new, you guys will know we release a lot of things at the end of the year. So we have new clubs, new patterns, new everything, new lots and lots and lots of stuff. And you're going to want to make sure to join me next Wednesday because I am going to show everything that I stitched this year. And it's going to be a huge trunk show. We also have 2 trunk shows today of clubs that are finishing up and stitching progress for Jolly Housewives. So ton of new stuff. So I'm just going to kind of jump right in. And the very first release is a brand new pattern club by Emma called Shelf Life. So get ready to stitch a year's worth of bounty with the new Shelf Life cross stitch pattern club by Emma. If you sign up for the club, each month you will get a pattern that is a mason jar with stitchy goodness beginning with a snowman in January. You can stitch each month individually, which is what we're showing you here, or side by side, which I have a pop-up of to create an adorable pantry shelf. So you can see, if you kind of peek, you can kind of tell what the themes are. So like I said, you can stitch it individually like this, or you can stitch it as a whole. Each mason jar sits on a shelf trimmed with crochet ribbon for that vintage pile cabinet feel. Vintage pie cabinet feel. And when I say crocheted, it's just kind of the look of crochet. It's cross-stitched. So what we have available for sale are the pattern club. Now, if you don't want to do the pattern club, you can buy them individually 10 days after the club ships out. And if you're in the pattern club, you get the pattern each month. We will have a thread pack. It will arrive later this month. The thread pack will have fancy floss for the inside, but the gray, the white, and the blue are all DMC. And we stitched this on black Monaco, so you have a couple of options. If you're going to stitch it individually, you can buy the smaller piece, which is 18 by 60, and cut that up, and you have 12 individual pieces. Bigger piece, 18 by 60. If you want, so if you're going to do these individually, you want to buy the 18 by 60 inch black Monaco. If you're going to stitch it as one piece, which is the pop-up that Jordan showed you, you can make that fit on the 20 by 24 inch piece. And then we also had this white paddle made. It's not a paddle, it's a frame. And what we've done, we're going to have a finishing tutorial for it, but we're selling this. It's called Small Soft White Wooden Easel Display. It's going to be in stock later this month. It's made locally in Texas. So basically the only thing for sale now is the pattern club and your fabric. So let's go through all the information on it. Your individual stitch count is going to be about 42 by 56, so they all finish at 3 by 4 on black 28 count Monaco. If you want to stitch on Ada, you could get the chalkboard black by Witchell. It will just be not as dark. The black Monaco does not come in a black Ada. That's a match. And so like I said, if you're going to do it as one piece, you get the 18 by 60. No. You get the 20 by 24 inch piece. If you want to do the big piece, you do the 18 by 60. Okay, so if you, let's see. So we're going to go into detail later on all the finishing and all the stuff. So basically, the way that we did the math for these 2 pieces is you cut your cloth 3 inch larger on all the sides, so 1.5 inches on each side. 3 inch larger on total, and that's how you get this. And we will do a blog post that will give you more detail on how to cut this up so that you can cut it up correctly. Now the larger layout has a stitch count of 168 by 196, and it's going to finish at 12 by 4, and within the pattern Sarah wrote out exactly how you space them apart. So you'll have all that information on the pattern. You're basically going to leave no spaces horizontally and leave 14 spaces vertically, and all that information will be on the pattern. And in the pattern club, we're going to ship that out around the 3rd of the month. And then if you if you're not in the club, you can buy it around the 13th of the month. So let me know if you have, let's see, can we get a list of the floss that would be included since it's out of stock? We will have that in stock in the next week or two. DMC had a server issue, so we're not going to give that out because we want you to buy the set. And it's going to have 37 skeins of Classic Colorworks and 13 skeins of DMC. So it's going to be pretty big. And like I said, the fancy floss will be the center part, and we will have DMC conversion if you don't want to use the Classic Colorworks. Now, I wanted to show you a little bit about this piece. We're going to have a finishing video, but what we've done, what Denise has done, is she took the small, soft, wide wooden easel, and she is using 9700-90, which is Priscilla's Pretty Plaids in gray. And this is on a sticky board with no batting, and it is glued down. And she used magnets, and then we're going to switch out the bow each time, and we put a washer on there. And then we're going to put, this is going to change each month. So what she's going to do is use the 2023 Chelsea's Checks Fat Quarter Bundle, and each month pick one of these fabrics. And then this will be on a sticky board with no batting, but this is on a sticky board with batting, and we just used regular batting. We didn't go and get black batting or anything. And we will have a tutorial on this, and it will be part of a FlossTube live stream in January. So it'll be really fun. And we thought this would be really fun just because it's small, and my goal for 2024 is to do some smaller things. Now I wanted to show you this. We had this made so that it will sit up, so that it already has a built-in easel, because that's one of the things one of the things that I found is we always have these paddles and things, but then, you know, we have to go buy an easel to sit it up. So this is part of it, which is why it is more expensive. And it's also going to be more expensive than something you buy at Hobby Lobby, because it's handmade by someone in America and painted in America. So that is shelf life. What other color linen would work with the colors used in the thread pack? So I definitely think you should use a black. So I would just search Witchell black linen or anything. We have plenty of black cloth, but the only one that's the purest black is the Monaco. And we are going to have to do a second print run on this. So just so you know, we will at some point start selling out of it again. So this is shelf life. And the jar lid and the shelf is going to change, is going to be the same each month. So if you wanted to, after you got the first pattern, you could do all 12 of the bottoms with the outline and fill this in, and then each month just do the inside of the jar. And that might be something fun that I could do, just to show you all 12 of them up front, because that will just, if you do it all at once, I kind of find that if you do the same thing over and over all at once, it kind of just, you've got your thread out, you can just go, it's just really easy. And thank you to Brittany for designing this, Cheryl, Jocelyn, Sarah, Denise, Brittany. I think I got everybody for doing all the work on this, because we couldn't do it without them. Super cute. And thank you to Denise for finishing this, and thank you to Priscilla and Chelsea for the design inspiration. Okay, now this we've shown before, but now we can talk more about it. So this is the Moonbeams Charity 2024 cross stitch along, and we teased this in August. And basically each year we raise money for Make-A-Wish, we design a quilt, and we design a cross stitch to go with it. And so now we have some of the supplies available. The stitch along will begin in March 2024. We will release our supply list, which includes the fabric and the floss, once we hit $20,000 in donation. Right now we're only at like 2,000 maybe. So what I wanted to show you is this year we did our floss box differently. So Brittany designed this, and we're only offering the floss box with the floss. And so the only way to get this is with this. And this is now in stock. We do have DMC conversions for fancy floss that will come out with the supply list once we get to our $20,000 in donations. Now we also, this came in stock. This is our Moonbeams enamel needle minder. Really cute. And I wanted to give you a tip of what you could do with this. So this will actually stay on the box. So if you are stitching, you could leave your needle here, or you could do it reverse and it will stay on the box. And then you could always leave an extra needle or something like that. So, and this has probably been the most popular or the prettiest needle minder that Brittany's done so far. Now we stitched this on 14 count Aida, and so now the needle minder and floss are in stock. This is also in stock, and this is called Gray Wooden Primrose Cross Stitch Display. It's a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. It's made by the same person in Fort Worth, and basically it's a wood frame that's already painted. You don't have to paint it, and then there's not an easel, but this is just a hole for you to frame it, like put it on the wall, hang it on the wall, or you can just put it on an easel. So it's gray. And we didn't name it Moonbeams because we're hoping to use this in several finishing items. So this is all available. And then if you want, it's up to you guys if you want Denise and I to do a finishing tutorial. Denise finished this. She used 2 SKUs from the Strawberry Lemonade collection by Sheri and Chelsea. And just so you know, on our charity, what we do is we start with the collection we like. Then from there, we design something. And we start with the quilt, and then we come up with the cross stitch after. And she did glue this down, and this is fabric. All 3 of these prints right here are fabrics from the collection. That won't come out until, I think, January or February. So we can talk more about that then, and it's up to you guys. If you want us to do a tutorial on this, we are happy to. If you think you can just wing it, then you guys can wing it. We did the same thing. She always uses just plain sticky board for the bottom 2, and then for the navy she used batting, and she did just use regular 80/20 batting that we have. So this is Moonbeams Charity 2024 cross stitch long. Now, so people who don't know, this will be a completely free pattern, and what we will be doing is hoping to donate. We're hoping this year we got to, I think, $120,000 for Make-A-Wish. We're hoping to get close to that next year. I will say our Make-A-Wish donations have gone down, so we're doing some creative things to get the money to go back up. The shelf life patterns will be sold as PDF. Also, it will be 13 days after the club ships. So the club is only available as paper, and this will be PDF free. Yay! Okay, I'm super excited about this. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put on my supplies and then talk to you guys about each of it. And I do feel like sometimes we're getting overcomplicated with all the supplies, but what I'm trying to do in every live stream is really tell you every single detail so that there's no questions that are left unsaid. And so we try really hard to give you every single information about every single thing so that we can appeal to all of you guys. So for 2023, we did our temperature and chart, and I will show you my progress a little bit later, but this was going to be 2024's Cottage temperature cross stitch downloadable PDF. So it's a PDF only. It's a purchasable pattern that is now in stock. And what we did so that you wouldn't have to spend any more money is use the same temperature floss pack from last year. So if you have made this year's, you have plenty for this. So you don't have to buy anything except 3863 and 3864 for the roofs. And honestly, I'm sure you have 2 browns in your stash you can use. So the goal with temperature is so that you don't have to buy anything new. Hopefully you have 2 browns in your stash and you can just buy the pattern. Now let me explain kind of how this works. first let's talk about the cloth. We recommend 25 count cloud or 25 count white, either one. One is Lori's and one is not, either one. I, though, am gonna stitch on the pale gray gingham Aida. So those are your options. I'm just gonna use pale gray gingham 14 count by Aida. That's what I'm gonna use. I just like that fabric, so I'm just gonna use it. But we do recommend the white. So it's really up to you what fabric you use. Pick whatever you like, and hope, you know, you could stitch on gray if you wanted. So let me show you how this works. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna stitch the whole top except for these colored dots. These colored dots become a day. So the months that have more dots, and the ones that have more days of the month have more dots in the roof, if that makes sense. And so we will be using the hot range, which is the same as last year. We can show you some pictures of if this is what Austin would look like. It's just a mock-up if, you know, 2022 or something. We just use different years. So that's how it's going to kind of look on mine. And then Chicago is the cold area. This is kind of how yours would look. Jordan will flip through them a couple times, and there's really not much difference. So either way, you're going to get a good look. You can just decide. Now, the stitch count is 78 wide by 75 high. And what we do is we give you a chart for you to put in the average temperature each day. Now, you could do the high temperature or the low temperature. You can do whatever you want. I basically am going to this website that's listed on page 2. I take the average, and then from there you go and you convert to your DMC color. And then the way the chart is done this year is a little bit different. And I'm just going to kind of show you this. So the browns obviously are right here. There are 6 squares per day or 4 squares per day, depending on what day it is. So each day is colored. First of the month, second of the month, third of the month. So really fun. And this one's going to be really, really cute. And we adjusted the pattern this year. It's slightly different than last year because last year was a little bit simpler. So I can just go ahead and show it now. So see, I marked mine this year. I had to mark it. So this will make it easier. And I really like the theme. I like how it came out. And then here is my, how far I am, which is through the 2nd or 3rd of the month. And so you can see this one was a little bit, they're going to be about the same size. This one obviously has more stitching since this part is blank, but you know, it's really funny is time is really flying. I hadn't stitched since the beginning or middle of November. And so Saturday night I was on a stitching craziness. I was stitching like crazy. And so I went to my computer to go to the site, and my Wi-Fi was down, and I was like, wait, my Wi-Fi's down. So then I was on my phone trying to get the temperatures, and then my phone wouldn't work, so I had to turn the Wi-Fi off. And then I started writing all my things, and then I started stitching. And I was like, why is it only 1 month left? We gotta have more. And then I realized, oh my gosh, it's December already. I was thinking we were still in November after I had stitched all of this. Anyway, so this is all that's left. So hopefully you'll join us with this, and super fun. Now, of course, you could change your colors here. You can do whatever you want. You know, you could make your own gauge and just you just use a whiteout, and then, you know, use you could use a whiteout, hand write your colors, and then do that. The tracking sheet is part of the paid pattern. And let me show you real quick that bag, because then that way I don't have to show you later, but let me show you how much floss you have left over. So you have plenty of floss. None of them are even close to being used up. So the best thing is, all I have to do is, I'll probably neaten up my bag a little bit, but all I have to do is re-neaten these up and start for next year. And I haven't got close to use any of them. This one, I don't know why it's a mess. Just ignore that. Who knows? And my handy little floss flowers that I love. So hopefully you guys did the 2023 so you don't have to buy anything else. I'm jealous of the people who get real seasons. I sense theirs will be a lot more varied than ours from Austin. I know, like, I think it's kind of funny. It's like, it kind of starts out cold, hot, cold. There's no in between here. There's no, like, I will say yesterday when I was driving to work, my little car dinged and it said it's 32 degrees outside. And I was like, first of all, this car is too fancy. It should not be telling me it's 32. And then when I left work, it was like 75. I'm like, oh my gosh, so crazy. Okay, so that's temperature for 2023 and 2024. Now, I wanted to show you our final in our series. This is Jolly Snowman. So we started this 4 years ago. So cute. And so basically, Priscilla finished the first 3 of these. And then this year, to save her time, Denise went ahead and used her, basically the layout from the previous as inspiration. So thank you for the inspiration. We used Lori's red rickrack. We used Priscilla's pretty plaids in red. Is that red or pink?
Red.
Red. And then this is the brand new Priscilla's polkas that's on the red and the white. So this is a pattern by It's So Emma. It will brighten your house with cheer. With a whimsical smile and wearing a stovetop hat decorated with holly, he will glisten and shine but never melt away. Stitch him up and enjoy your very own Jolly Snowman winter after winter. So this paper pattern is available. Jolly Snowman is available as a paper pattern or a PDF. We have the thread pack, which includes the Santa Baby floss bitties. And we stitched this on the minty green opalescent 14 count by Zweigart. And for the last 4 years, we've been releasing patterns that were all designed on the floss bitties. So what I wanted to show you was 4 years ago when we came out with the floss bitties. These were the designs, and I'm going to leave. So there's the Santa, the reindeer, the Mrs. Claus, and the snowman. So that was our original. So that's the inspiration we used. So this is the final, which is obviously him. The first one is Santa Baby, and then this one, I hang this up. This is Santa Baby. I hang this up and you can put Christmas cards in here. And we do have a tutorial on this. It's called Santa Baby Cross Stitch Finishing Tutorial on the Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube channel. So this is Santa Baby. Dear Santa, he jingles. Oh dear, I can't even read. This is called Oh Dear. I'm just making up names, aren't I? Jingles. So cute. These would make really cute if you did all 4 of them as the cutest pillows, I'm telling you. It makes me want to stitch all of them. And then this one is Lady Claus. And she's winking at you. And we do have a set now, so you can buy all of these as paper patterns or PDF patterns, or you can buy a set of paper patterns. And they go with your floss bitties. So cute. And these were all stitched on 14 count opalescent. Super cute. So I hope some of you make these into pillows and then share them with us so I can see, because I'm going to be jealous, because I want to have some more pillows, because that's the thing that Kevin hates is pillows. And so the more pillows, the better. It's a joke in our house, but I think it's become one of those things that was a joke at one point, and then now it's turning like serious. Like, we cannot, he's like, if your mother goes to Home Goods, she is not allowed to buy pillows. So then I'll just buy a pillow just to make him mad. I'm horrible. Okay, the 2023 temperature pattern is still available, and the thread is also still available. Okay, December Stackables. So this is our last shipment. So if you're in the club, our club has come to an end. Our December Stackables shipped out yesterday, so our club members get that first. If you're not in the club, we will be releasing this as paper and PDF December 15th. And also we will have a set of all 12. All 12 of these that I'm about to show you were stitched on marbled white pine board 14 count Aida by Fabric Flair. They were all finished on the soft white wooden paddle board, which we just got another shipment back in, and we're hoping that that will last for a while. All of them have about the same stitch count. It's about 3 3/4 by 12. And I finished mine. I'm going to show you mine. So this is part of my whip pile. And Denise is going to finish this, and then I will have, so basically on this one, I'm going to have 12 different ones so that we can, we're going to put them up at Fat Quarter Shop in kind of like a row so you can see all 12. But I'm going to show you right now Cheryl's, which will be basically the same as mine. And then thank you to Priscilla for making these, which switch out. So this is the first, okay, so December, let me just do this so that if y'all want to take screenshots. So we've got December. January. And thank you to Cheryl for stitching all of these, and to Brittany for designing them, Sarah for charting them, Jocelyn for feedback, Denise for finishing, everybody. This one's so cute. February. I said Priscilla, right, for the bows?
No.
Okay, Priscilla for the bows, thank you. Oh, and then now we do have all the grunges. And that's one thing that we did that was a change for, we took some feedback. You guys really wanted all the grunge numbers up front, but because we hadn't designed them all, we hadn't picked them. So that's why we decided to just, for shelf life, to just use that one Fat Quarter bundle only so that you would have at least some information up front. March. So pretty. I think we should do a little video reel of this. We did? Oh, it's so cute. April. And this is the one that I feel so bad for Cheryl. She stitched this bunny like 3 times. I mean, I might be exaggerating, but she did stitch the bunny quite a bit to get the color right. May. And a lot of the ribbons later in the year are like these are Priscilla and Chelsea's ribbons that are now available in a full set. And interestingly, I thought I had found a container that would really hold all the ribbon, and I bought it and it didn't, so I was so disappointed. So I'm glad I didn't tell her that I thought I had found one. June. I was trying to teach my kids when I was doing the Christmas decorating how to fluff the bows, and they were like, Mom, that's my new thing, Mom. I'm like, you gotta fluff the bows, Mom. I'm like, no, that means fluff the bows, Mom. I guess that means no. July. August. I love this bow. Oh, I almost got my kids to go with me to Hobby Lobby last night. We went to eat, and and then I looked, and I only had 20 minutes left, and I said, no, we'll have to go on the weekend because there's not enough time for me to get through that whole store in that short of a time. September. At least you're not bruh. Oh, my son says that all the time. Bruh. Bruh. Okay, I do have a funny story. I'll just tell it while I'm showing this. So my son, one of my sons, he's a talker. And me and Kevin, we're not talkers at all. We don't talk very much. He talks all day. So he was in a game. Kevin is like the assistant coach. He's in a game. He's like talking to us in the middle of the game. And we're like, he's talking to the players. He's trying to play calls. He's talking to He's talking to Peyton in the stands. I'm like, dude, play the game. What are you doing? I'm not interested in having a conversation. And parents were just looking at us like, your son is crazy. So me and Peyton had to like sit down with him and be like, hey, look, you really have to, like, when you're in a game, you have to play. No, I wasn't talking. I'm like, oh, you weren't giving, he does this little thing with his eyes. I'm like, you weren't giving me those signs. He's like, oh, I was. I was like, you need to play the game. Anyway, it was quite, I had parents, they were just like, these people are crazy. November. Yeah, so we were trying to tell him, like, you know, chill it, you know. No, I did fine. I did fine. And I'm like, okay, you have to learn how to take constructive criticism at some point. I love that bow. And then December, I'm going to show you again, and I'm going to tell you the grunge color for Kathy. (30150-429). And then Ashley will link to this. These are called Magnet Source Ceramic Disc Magnets. We just get them on Amazon or Home Depot or Lowe's and honestly, we just use this one because this is the one Priscilla and Chelsea told us to use. So there's magnets on the back, and then you can just use, oh yeah, this one, we gotta fix it. But yeah, you just use a washer on the other side. It always happens whenever I want to show something, it's always the one that's broken or I break it. And so the Stackable ended this month. It's only a monthly thing. You don't have to cancel. And then just as a reminder, our follow-up to that is Shelf Life. So if you want to sign up for Shelf Life, that's totally separate. And you'll have to sign up for that. And I'm going to show it to you next to it. And we're always taking feedback. And one of the things is, you know, you guys wanted to know the fabric up front for this. So we have taken care of that. We have gotten the black Monaco. And we have gotten the wooden piece. So we're trying to make it easy. You know, a lot of people don't like when we say, go to this store and get this, like go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, because then you might not find it. So we're trying to make it easy. And very different, you know, last year we used a white fabric. This year we used a black fabric. Last year it was a lot of stitching, but over a bigger space. And this is like all fill in a smaller space. So, you know, totally different. And I will show you how these will look good if you're decorating your house. Next to each other. So see how those are very matchy-matchy? Super cute. Now another thing is, this is like a little shelf. So it's got the little crochet. You don't have to do the shelf if you don't want to. We thought when we first designed it, we were just going to do a mason jar, and it just looked funny. Like it needed something. So Brittany added this, and it's like a little crochet edge. You could also do the shelf and leave the white undone. There's a lot of things you could do to change it up. The Jolly Snowman is not the Stitch Quarterly. The first one was part of, the first three were, the last one wasn't, because we got a lot of feedback that people didn't want it to be so Christmassy, so we changed it up. So if you were in the Stitch Quarterly for the last 3 years, you have the first three, it's just not the last one. Okay, so this is Stackables and Shelf Life. Oh, and she used the same bow. Oh, I just noticed that. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay, and someone asked if we can design more floss biddies. We will see. They're really, you have to buy them at really high minimums to get the price down, and so they don't sell through enough. So that's kind of our issue with them, is that the minimums to get them is too high. Okay, bok bok, chicken chicken. We're on Henrietta. Did I make that rhyme? Okay, Henrietta is Henry's wife. I'm just kidding. So she's laying on eggs. I had to ask Denise and Jordan, are those eggs or feet? So this chicken club has come to an end. This shipped out on February. I am so tired. I'm actually not tired. I'm just out of breath. Shipped out on Friday, December 1st, not February. And so this will release to everyone else December 11th. And again, we will have a pattern set of all 12 in paper form. We will have all of them individually as PDF. This is designed by Lori Holt, stitched on Barley 25 count Lugana by Lori Holt. And each one of these Lori framed. It's called Norfolk Distressed Gray 8-inch square picture frame with mat from Amazon. And then what she did each month, and I'm going to show them all to you in a second, she used one of her fabrics and her large vintage trim, and all of the information for the fabric and the vintage trim is right here on the pattern, and the frame information is here. And thank you to Colleen Holt for stitching all of these samples for us. And I did want to mention one thing, that in the club, at the bottom is the name of the chicken, and you could stitch that on the bottom. We chose not to, but Lori wanted it in there for people who wanted it. So it's about 60 stitches wide by 62 without the name tag, but then it's 60 inches by 83 if you add that name tag. So I'm going to show you all 12, and I'm just going to say the names. Is that fine? Okay, so we've got Henrietta. Well, okay. Cornelius. And this was based on the chicken salad quilt that Lori did, and we are waiting for next year's club to come back from the framer to show you our follow-up. We showed it to you last week, but I can't wait to show it to you in person. And all of these were stitched on Barley. Florence. This reminds me, did y'all used to watch that show? What was that show? Okay, Jordan might have to know. Jordan, he's older than, okay, let's see. Flo, she was, Mel's Diner. That was like the show. I used to watch that when I was a little kid. Do you know what that is? Okay, I'm way too old, but tell me, all of y'all watched Flo on Mel's Diner. That was the hilarious, most funny lady with the red hair. But that's what Florence reminds me of. And then we have Hattie. She's a cute little pink chicken. Now, if you've ever been to Nashville, go to Hattie B's. It's so good. One of my son's favorite vacations was Nashville, only because of Hattie B's. I'm like, okay, we know what's important to him. And then we were at dinner last night, and the waiter thought he was 17. I'm like, no, he's 14. He just happens to be almost 6 foot tall. Beatrice. Hank. Now, I think Lori's granddog is named Hank. I think she has a dog named Hank. Maybe that's what Cassidy named their dog after. And then Prudence. So you guys will have to let me know if you stitch these. I've shown some of you guys this finishings with these. Favorite line, kiss my grits. Yeah. Kiss my grits. Y'all young people, y'all just don't know what I'm talking about. I know the people in this room don't know. I thought Jordan was old enough to know. Do you really not know? Or are you joking? Y'all. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm old. Mel's Diner. Edna. I saw this morning the guy who wrote that show that I used to watch when I was a kid. He died at 101. Myrtle. Percy. And this will probably be the last time you guys see these because these are going to mail today to Lori. Penny. And then the very last one, so this is all 12. This is Pearl. So exciting! So thank you to Lori for letting us chart these, and they have been massively successful. I didn't stitch any of them, and I feel so guilty, but I just cannot. Chickens and me, I don't know, it gives me nightmares from when I was a kid. And I'm not even kidding. Now, also from Lori, now this is a way tease. This is a tease way in advance. So really showing you in advance. So if you are in Lori Holt Stitch Card Club, this is set S. Now, these will ship out to, they're currently at the printer. And we do have Lori's patterns printed in the United States. So when they get here, we will ship them to club members and then they will go online for sale for everyone else. This month is just a little bit behind. Really cute. And this is Stitch Card Set S. Cheryl stitched these on Shadow 25 Count Lugana by Lori Holt. And if you're not in the club, you will you still have time to sign up to get this, and then you would get set S through Z, and then when we get to Z, we will be done. Super cute. And these would be really cute also. I always like to see them vertically and then also as a 2x2. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this is an upcoming club. And then we have another club that has not shipped out. It's shipped. Never mind. I can't remember all these things, guys. I don't know how Denise remembers everything. When she gets old like me, she's going to forget everything, and then we're going to be both of us in here having no idea what's going on because I have officially lost my mind, I think, with having children. Okay, so this is Winter Stitching Seasons. This just shipped out. So if you are in the club, this is the last in the Stitching Seasons by Priscilla and Chelsea. We do have some kits left over of summer, autumn, and winter. Spring is completely gone. Those will probably be gone by the end of the year. So in your club, this one's mine, right? Okay, so this one's the one that I stitched. And Priscilla finished it? Oh, Denise finished it. And you get your floss, your finishing fabric for the first one of the pieces. You get the cutest needle minders ever. You get the fabric and the powder. Now, this one, so Priscilla finished the spring, and then Denise just followed and did all the rest the same way to save her time. And Stitching Seasons PDFs will be available in 2024 in the different seasons. So you'll have to wait for them if you weren't in the club. And then we do have a new club with them coming out. Here's a sneak peek. Now, there's going to be some changes. The biggest one is just the bag, and you're going to love it, is all I can tell you. It's not this bag, because we don't have one yet to put my stuff in, but I have all my stuff in here. Oh, I can kind of tease it. There's your colors for the first month. Okay, so we have a photo we're going to show you of her winter, Chelsea and Priscilla's. So theirs is on a stool. It's all the information for the finishing is on the back of the pattern, both my finishing and hers. This is a ladder from Paisleys and Polka Dots, and basically we just copied the fabrics, and then mine is on this, and it interchanges. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to show them to you in order. Okay, so we have spring, summer, and just so you know, the bigger checks are Priscilla's plaids and the tiny ones are Chelsea's checks. Autumn. Oh, I love that one. And then winter. So the next club, this one is called Stitching Seasons. The new one is called Sayings of the Season. So you're going to want to sign, if you're in this club, you'll have to sign up for the next one. It will be shipped once a quarter. It will include a full color pattern, black Monaco, 7 skeins of classic Colorworks floss. So you get one more skein than last year. You get the fabric to finish. You get an exclusive enamel charm, and this time you're going to get a zipper bag that's mesh. It will ship, spring will ship in February, summer will ship in May, fall will ship in August, and winter will ship in November. And then each chart will have a saying, and all the elements will be seasonal. And it will be on black Monaco, which is awesome because that's what they have always wanted for stitching. Okay. So now I'm going to move to Jolly Housewives. So Jolly Housewives is where in December I stitch Priscilla and Chelsea charts for Jolly Housewives, and then Jolly July is where I just stitch anything Christmas. Okay, so huge shout out to Jessica Hieronymus. I hope I said that right. She shipped me the door. Oh my gosh, I had no idea that somebody would do that. I was like, oh, I mean, I did send her a gift certificate because I was like, oh, you can't send it to me for free. But I cannot believe that I got the door. I'm so excited. So Denise basically followed what Priscilla did for her cover. So basically just watched Priscilla's video, saw how she did it, and then just did the same thing. So huge shout out to Denise and Jessica. So this North Pole Needleworks is an exclusive design just for Jolly Housewives, and I stitched this on black Monaco, 28 count, called for colors. One thing I did want to talk about, and I don't know, I think I forgot to say it last week. When I'm stitching with Monaco, usually with 28 count, you would use a size 26 needle. But because the threads are thicker on Monaco, I found that I had to use a size 28 bow-end needle. Now, that doesn't mean you have to, but I had the best results, and it was easier to do the needle, like this, the sewing method, because the threads are thick. So when the bow-end are very sharp. They will give you calluses right here, and I have them. I just cut them off with scissors. I'm not even kidding. The lady who does my nails is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just cut it off. So I did find that, and I think I forgot to mention that last week. So this is my first part of Jolly Housewives, is North Pole Needleworks, and I'm going to show you the next 2. 3, 4, something. I have been really busy, guys. Monthly weigh-in. So I did December. And then this is the one that we're going to just follow what Priscilla did. Priscilla and Chelsea did, and then put it, we're going to frame it. I didn't make any changes. So this is tea-dyed Monaco. Kept everything exactly the same. No changes. And I'm going to make room. Don't zoom, Jordan, just leave it. Okay, now I'm going to show you these, and then we'll show you all of the new ones. Or we can just show it here as the What's New section. So this is the Christmas House, Sassy Strippers. This released last Friday. So I have that done. The Christmas Stack. Nope. Mr. and Mrs. Vintage Claus. Mr. and Mrs. Vintage Christmas. I obviously cannot talk today, so I got that finished. These were really quick, by the way, and I'll talk about the fabric and everything. And then the Christmas stack, I started it last night. And this is how I just stitch in hand. So this is all stitched on Rit dyed fabric and the petal pink color 14 count Aida. So basically Denise and we just used a Witchell 14 count. I wanted to show you in my bag how I have everything ready for the next ones. Now you'll see this one came out Friday. These two came out today. And what they're going to do is they're going to also have 2 come out Friday. There's going to be 5 total sassy strippers, 5 total roundabouts. They're going to come out a little bit earlier this year so that you have time to finish them. But I wanted to show you in my bag how I keep everything. So I just bought the floss, and what I did is I bought a couple of bamboos. I think I bought 3 bamboos, and then from my stash I had a couple of, I think I took 2 or 3 blacks and the red. I think everything came from my stash except bamboo because I'm always out of bamboo. But basically the way that we do this is we dyed it, and then Denise cut it all down into squares so I can make all of them, and then everything's in the bag, and then I just go with it. And then I have my little Lori Holt glasses in here. So I'll probably finish this one tonight, and then I'll be caught up. So this is my Jolly Housewives. At the end, I will have, I'll have 10 of these. I'll have 5 roundabouts, 5 sassy strippers, monthly weigh-in, and North Pole Needleworks. That'll be 12. And then I promise I'm not adding anything else for the rest of the year, because if I do, oh my gosh, my hands are going to fall off. Now, I did want to say that I would love to stitch, as I'm saying that, Vintage Christmas. Now, this is probably their best-selling pattern they've had in 2023. We have sold out of this several times. I really want to stitch this so badly, and it would look so good on this. Because see how oh gosh, I just want to make it. So I'm trying to resist stitching this, but if I do run out of stitching things and I have time, I will add it. Okay, so now I have, throughout this, I've already shown you what I've been stitching. So now we're going to show you our flash sale for today. So this one's really good. Ivory 14 count Aida by Witchell. This is on flash sale today. Now this would be a great color if you're gonna dye. It's on flash sale, it's ivory. You could dye it any color you wanted. So you could grab, you know, a bunch of them. And I think that when we dyed, I think we dyed on off-white, that pink. And then our monthly cross stitch special is 30% off heartstring samplery patterns. So here's just an assortment of them. Do the Lori glasses work? Yes, they work. And I have to get the really strong ones. Yes. These new stitching seasons, the Stitching Seasons bag will be canvas. The sayings of the seasons will be May. What will be replacing Barn's Sweet Barn? We will show you. It's not ready to show you yet, but we will have a replacement. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what's new. The first thing is a pop-up image of Winter Welcome, and this was shown in Saturday's video. So you can now pre-order this from Fat Quarter Shop, and we'll ship it to you the day it comes in. Beach Boardwalk. This is 6th in a series of 7 by Country Cottage Needleworks Beach Boardwalk. It's called Saltwater Taffy Shop. Super cute. And speaking of Country Cottage Needleworks, we have a pop-up of the new pattern series. It's called Country Cottage Ornaments Pastel. Now this one is meant to be stitched individually. And they recommend beautiful beige 32 count linen, which is right here. We have this available. And if you want to see, this is Ada color. So it comes in 2 sizes. So you can buy either size, but just so you can see, the linen is lighter and our color looks a little bit darker than her sample. So it could be the flash on the, camera. So we are offering a pattern club of the pastel collection ornaments, and that will start shipping later this month. There's going to be 12 designs released over 12 months. Each design has a different stitch count, and we also, and that Ada I showed you was 16 count, so I might have said that incorrectly. And we will have a thread pack of the floss set to arrive later this month or January. We're waiting on a couple of skeins, and there has been a delay with DMC. So some of the thread that we're out of is just due to that delay. Okay, other new patterns. Snowy Farm Ornaments by Erin Elizabeth Designs. Winter ornaments. So on these, kind of what you could do instead of stitching it as one piece is you could do these as different ornaments and finish them. Nutcracker. I think this is, I think she's going to have more of these. Stitch Snowman. Merry Stitchmas. Calm and Bright. And these, you could do separately if you wanted. Plaid House. Stitchy Christmas. And Love, Peace, Joy. And then from Robin Pickens, Winterly Sampler. And she's going to let us borrow these for a trunk show, so we'll get to show them to you in person. So Winterly Sampler, Sweater Weather, Pine Crossing, and Striped Sweet Petite. Now, I got to see, so these are the holiday ones. This one I wanted to talk a little bit more about. So I got to see this in person. She was stitching these at a retreat I went to, and there's a lot of possibilities with this. You could stitch these, you could make a necklace. You could make these in Christmas colors and do ornaments. You could spell a name, like circle, like you could spell out spring. There's so many things you can do by changing just the colors, and it's very versatile. Waxing Moon Designs has some Christmas gnome littles. And Pine Mountain Design has Life is Just a Bowl of Cross Stitch December. This one's really cute. Okay, so now I'm going to answer questions. Okay, the first question, Denise, do you know the answer? Is Erin Elizabeth patterns, are they in color? We're going to look real quick. No, black and white. Am I going to offer the stitch cards as a set? Yeah, but it'll be A to Z and it'll be really expensive. But yes, but that will be like $20.25. Is there a way to get all 12 grunge fabrics for finishing stackables in a pack? There isn't, and the reason why is there is a huge delay in grunge at Moda. So I don't know what happened, but a lot of their grunge is not shipping until like next March. So like if it's sold out, it's just like it wouldn't be able to get that to you until April. Kathy Kundell, will there be a needle minder for the snowman? Was there a needle? Okay, so no for the snowman. Was there a needle minder for the?
Yes, they were the leftovers for Stitch Quarterly.
Yes, there were needle minders for the other 3. Denise asks, if you want to lighten up the gingerbread people, what color would be good? Which pattern are we looking at? What gingerbread people? Oh, let's see, what color did we use? Oh, I have an idea. Do you have the pattern?
Yes.
Let me see the pattern, and then let me see those other patterns. So this pattern right here is Trail Dust. Yes, I got it right. Okay, Trail Dust. Okay. brown sugar. Okay, let me see the pink ones. And then can you do the top down? Sorry. So this is trail dust. And this color right here is brown sugar. So you could do brown sugar. I'm trying to think. There's probably another color too that you could use, but brown sugar. What will be replacing Barn Sweet Barn in 2024? It will be stars. And it will be also where you can stitch it individually or in total. It will be different colors. And so you can stitch it individually or as one piece. We just, because of the delay from DMC, and that's why it's delayed, is because DMC is behind. The red door is from Hobby Lobby. Now the tip I can tell you is supposedly it's in the corner of the store up high, and you have to use one of those things to get it down. What are those things called? Like a, Jordan, what's the stick called? A grabber or something. So it's supposed to be up high. We couldn't find it. Brittany and Denise went to several stores. I'll probably find it when so Saturday I'm gonna go to, so I'll tell a little story. So my brothers and his family are coming for Christmas on Christmas Day. I've always been able to get out of doing stuff because I'm like, oh, let's just go to a restaurant. Let's just go to a restaurant. He's like, no, we have to do Christmas Day this time. I'm like, I don't know how to cook, right? Like, So a Saturday, I got to get myself together. I got to get myself an adult. So first thing is, my children have thrown away a lot of silverware. I don't have a complete silverware set. So I'm either going to go buy all new silverware or figure out what silverware I have and try to replace it. Number one. Number two, I need to get enough plates because we eat on paper plates. And number three, I still have the glasses from when I was in college. I have never bought new glasses. So I have 3 glasses that are one size and 3 that are another. I have 6 glasses total because we use paper cups. So I've got to go and get enough plates. I'm going to get new cups, and I'm going to try to replace silverware so that I can actually have an adult thing. And then I have to figure out how to do the food, which I have halfway figured out. I'm not cooking it, but it'll be reheated. But anyway, I got to get it together. And then I got to figure out, I don't even know. I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how to be like an adult and like have, my kids are going to be so excited because they've been asking me for years to do it. And so I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to say, haha, it's all done. I did it once. I'm done. And then I just have to be careful because my niece has that peanut allergy. So I just have to be really careful because, there's always nuts out. Like, I feel like in our house, we have nuts out all the time. So we'll have to like just make sure we get everything cleaned up before she comes. Do you know when more Flamingo Toes Christmas Shop needle minders will arrive? Any day. I order those 2 or 3 times a week. I order from her all the time. So I order and then she ships really fast. I stitched 2 strands over 2 on 28 count black Monaco. You might have already said this, but is the Snowman the stitch quarterly? No. Okay. The giveaway. Oh. Okay. So this, we found some of these. This was an exclusive stash and store from years ago, and we found some. So we're giving away to 5 winners a stash and store and a set of all 4 of these patterns. But what I want you to do is tell me what is your favorite Christmas present you have ever received for Christmas, and what is your favorite Christmas present you've ever given for Christmas. And you have until Tuesday, December 12th to enter. Ashley will pick winners next Wednesday, and like always, she will announce them in the tab, and you will want to watch next week. I'll have Ashley do a little sneak peek picture, but there's literally 100 items on the floor over there that I stitched, and I'm going to show all of them next week. So I will see you then.